Welcome back to another episode of Boss Talks. Today I have with me the lovely Portia. I'll let her go ahead and introduce herself and tell you guys what she does.
Hi guys, my name's Portia, also known as Cupcakes by P. So that's my business, Cupcakes by P. It's not only just cupcakes; we do cakes, events, parties, the complete decor for everything. So any party or events or anything, I'm your lucky lady. I'm based in Chicago. Um, I've been doing this for about 5 years. I am home based, and it's just been up from there.
That's awesome. Let me tell y'all. Her cakes, bar none. Cupcakes, bar none. Cake pops, bar none. Decor, bar none. This is the only lady that I let make my cakes. I mean, not only that we friends, but nothing,
Exactly.
no one tastes and looks like hers. So if you want a cake that tastes good and looks amazing, book Cupcakes by P.
And
So
that's what I try to do, because most of the times people get these big old extravagant cakes and they like, oh, it's so pretty, it looks so good. But when they taste it, like, oh
it's
my God, it's cornbread, not a cake. So I put my foot into everything because I just don't want it to look good. I want it to actually taste good, and I want you to be a returning customer and also a friend. So I got to make it the best I could do.
yours are the best. So you already answered my first question, which was how long have you been an entrepreneur? You said it's for the past 5 years. So my next question is, what motivated you to start Cupcakes by P?
Well, actually, I have a 13-year-old son. So ever since he was little, I'm very hands on. Like, I like doing arts and craft. Let's paint. Let's do something for Halloween. Let's do everything. So I always spent so much money for his birthday cakes because I want them to be big and extravagant. I always spent at least 300 plus for his birthday cakes.
Oh,
And
wow.
so I'm one year, I'm like, okay, let me try. Let me try to make something for him myself, because I know I probably could do it, because I know I try my hardest at everything. So one year for his birthday, we had a celebration at the house. So I made out it was Spider-Man theme. It was
Mhm.
actually Batman. So I made all his cupcakes, giant cupcake cake. I did the decor for the table, just did everything. And it turned out really, really nice. So everybody that came to the party was like, oh my God, who did this? Who did that? And hello, it's me. So, so yeah, so it started from there. So everybody started asking, like, well, can you make this for me? Can you do this? So it just started out like that. The people at the event, and then all it takes is a good word of mouth. So once that word of mouth travels and there's something good going on, you will get the clientele. So it went from there.
So that's how you market your business? Like, do you just use word of mouth, social media? Like, how do you market?
So marketing, I use a lot of word of mouth, but also right now is Instagram, Facebook, social media is so, like, that's the main thing right now. If you can get the people on social media, you got
Got
everybody.
that,
So
yeah.
right, like, social media is the main thing. A lot of my clients come from Instagram and Facebook.
That's awesome. Especially with now COVID going on, you can't even really go out and tell people about
Uh,
it. So they have to see your work any way that they can. What
Definitely.
would you say has been the most difficult part of being an entrepreneur?
Oh my goodness. Wow. It's very overwhelming. I actually was just talking to this with my mom, because sometimes I can be so overwhelmed and just having so many orders coming in, and it's just me
Mhm.
myself on it. So sometimes it has made me second guess myself. Like, why am I doing this? Like, sometimes I wake up like, oh my God, I'm so tired.
Mhm.
I just want to tell people, like, here's your money back, because I'm that tired and drained that I don't want to do this. But
Mhm.
then um I think about my son and the reasoning I'm doing this. I want to motivate him that he can be whatever he want to be. He don't have to work for anyone. He can work for himself.
Mhm.
So that's my determination when I get up. And then also, I don't want to let my customers down. So I just think about them and the big celebration that they're having, and the main thing is the cake. So I don't want to let one down. So I just be determined, like, okay, let me get over this. Let me get up. Let me call my mom. She can come over and help, you know. So thinking about all that.
That's one thing for sure. At any party you go to, you always like, who made the food and who made the cake?
Hey, excuse me, who made this? So
Awesome.
it is.
So I think, you know, us growing up, like, entrepreneurship wasn't something that was instilled in us. Like,
Yeah.
people told us, oh, you could be whatever you want to be, but it was always like, go work for somebody else, though.
Oh my God.
It was
Go
never
to college.
go to
Go to
college and work a job for 40 years.
I'm telling you, because it's like I have my nursing degree and everything. It's like, oh, go to school, your aunt's a nurse, your mom do this, following this steps. But it's like, this isn't really what I want to do.
Right.
Like,
It's
first of all,
like,
I have a weak stomach. So this is not really what I want to do. But it's like, okay, I'm, you know, doing something that I really like doing. I really enjoy doing this. It makes me happy. Sometimes when I'm a bad state or feeling sad, when I go in that kitchen, it's another story. And like you said, you know, that wasn't, you know, instilled in us, like, oh, you can work for yourself, you can do this. This is something that we're just starting to really get into, you know, a couple years ago. Like, okay, I could be my own boss. And it's good now in 2020, this generation, they have it from the ground up.
right.
Us coming, it wasn't like that. It was go, you gonna work, you gonna go to school, you gonna go to college, and you're gonna get that 9 to 5, you
And
know. But
and that was like the only option. Like, and so I'm so happy for these kids. Like, they don't even realize what
yeah,
their parents are doing for them.
yeah.
But
Maybe my son
they're gonna recognize it later. They're gonna recognize it later.
13, and he's already like, I'm not working for nobody.
I know that's right.
I'm not doing that for my own inventions, and I'm gonna make a lot of money, and it's gonna be under my own name. So I'm so happy that my son has that mentality.
So what's your favorite part about being an entrepreneur?
My favorite part is actually, that's a good question. Like, what is my favorite part? My favorite part is basically not having anybody tell me what to do. I hate that. Like, my mindset is like literally like a boss mindset. Like, even when I were working, like, excuse me, who are you talking to? And
I know my job. I know how to do my job.
Excuse me, don't tell me anything. So it's that. And also, I really like it because I inspire a lot of people, especially a lot of young people coming up. They like, oh my goodness, you could do this, you could do that. Yes, and so can you. So I like that I'm able to inspire a lot of people.
That's awesome. I mean, that's part of a passion project. Like, it's not like
Yes.
you just doing it just for the money. It's like, if I can teach somebody else or inspire somebody else to do what I'm doing, because I don't know if the people know out there, if y'all know, but she's self-taught. She taught herself how to make these cakes and cupcakes. So if she, like she said, if she can do it, you can too. And I know that feels great. I know for me, when people say stuff like that to me, I'm always like, I inspire you.
Thank you. Oh my God, I love you.
Right. What's been your biggest success thus far?
So far, I want to say my biggest success thus far is actually doing whole events. So I'm used to just doing, you know, the cakes and the cupcakes and the treats for the events. But now I've worked up to doing entire parties. So it might be a bit stressful, but I love doing it. Being able to just decor the entire event or the home space or wherever the party may be. That's like my big accomplishment right now. Just being able to do everything. I want to be a one-stop shop. So that is my goal right now. Just having you come to me for everything.
Where do you get your ideas to create, like to come up with like the cake thing? I know sometimes people come to you with ideas, but outside of that, with like the decor and all of that, like where do you get your inspiration from?
But you know what? A lot of people say like, oh, you must know how to draw. I am a terrible drawer. And you know, handwriting is horrible.
Terrible.
So a lot
She's left-handed, okay?
So a lot think like, oh, you must draw and you're such an artist. And it's like, no, it's actually a math thing for me. I
Mm-hmm.
always, somebody tells me that, like, oh my God, you did this so beautiful. You came up with this idea. I always say it has to be within you. It
Mm-hmm.
just has to be in you. Like, that's just with me with everything. Like, I could dress a little style at home. I can do all of that, but it has to be within you. So
Mm-hmm.
that creativity, it comes out in my cakes as well. I just think about it. Sometimes they do send pictures or whatever, but when anybody send me a picture of a cake or an idea or anything that they want, I always let them know this is not my work. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I could make it similar, but I have to put my own twist on it because I want it to be mine. I want it to
It
be
has to be a
my,
Cupcakes by P exclusive.
yes, it has to be my experience. So I always tell them, I let them know in the door, like, I'm going to change it up. It's not going to be the same. Just trust me and just let it flow because that's what does it.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. I mean, I don't never have no problem. I'd be like, Portia, I want this cake. Here you
Mhm.
go. Take it off. Take it away from here, baby. My next question is, do you have any regrets about becoming an entrepreneur or like somewhere within your entrepreneurial journey? Like, do you have anything that you regret?
You know what? I don't regret anything. I think everything is a lesson, even sometimes when it's sad and it's draining. Like I told you before, like
Mhm.
sometimes I used to get up so drained. I'm like, I don't want to even do this no more. Why am I doing this?
Mhm.
So that comes with it. Doubt sometimes come with the build of becoming successful.
Mhm.
Um, Often do doubt yourself, but you climb over that, you get over that, and you have more, with prayer and thought and everything, you have more confidence in yourself
Mhm.
to build. And that's me. I don't have any regrets. It's been hard. It's not easy at all, but you know you can't give up. You got to keep trying. So that's what I do. No regrets at all.
That's awesome. Where do you see Cupcakes by P in the next 5 years?
Oh my goodness. So in the next 5 years, I want to have two locations. I want to have a location in the downtown area and also in the suburban area. I wanted to just be able to have an in between for people to go to.
Mhm.
And also going to be not just a bakery, it's going to be an event spaces. I want to have decorating classes for kids, or kids can have their parties there.
Mhm.
You just don't have to buy. You can come have your kids come with their friends and decorate small cakes and cupcakes and just have a great Cupcakes by P experience.
And kids love cupcakes.
Oh, they love it and they love to decorate. So I just know that's going to blossom.
Yes, it really will. Do you have a business coach or a mentor?
Actually, I don't. I'm doing everything from the ground up by
Wow.
myself. So, it's not easy, but it's worth it. It's worth it. It's a learning experience for sure.
So what tools have you used over the past couple years to help you grow within your business?
So within my business, you know what? It's crazy because I have reached out to people that are very successful in my area, like as far as like doing cakes and everything, and they're not nice. They don't reach no, they don't reach back
Really?
out, and you'll just think like, wow, like okay, I must be that much competition that want to have a handout to help, because I know people have reached out to me, several people with questions, everything, and I give them the feedback because I know that's something that I needed. But as far as like the tools I've used, I like Google things, or YouTube is very popular. If I don't know something and I can't come up with something, I will go to YouTube. So those are my tools. YouTube and
Listen,
it
I need a
is
degree in Google University because
okay.
when it comes to starting out, I've had to Google everything. I'm talking about research everything.
Yes, Google is number one. If I have questions, Google it is.
What is your advice for people that are just starting out in your field?
Oh my goodness. In my field, I would say just keep going. Do not give up. I know you might have doubts and say, like, oh, this cake isn't as smooth. It's not perfect. It's falling apart. I have had those moments for sure, or even being critiqued in a hard way. That's one thing. You cannot let that put you down. You can only let it build you up, because if you just go down by someone critiquing you, you will not make it. You have to take that advice in and say, okay, if a couple people said this cake is dry, then I need to figure out how to make it moist and stay moist. So you have to just be able to take all that in from people, your family. Let them taste stuff out. That's the number one thing. Let your family and friends taste things before actually putting it on the market, because so you won't have, because a lot of people will try to bash you. That's another thing. That's another scary thing with social media, because it can build you up and it also can break you.
Yeah.
So yeah, and a lot of people are like that. They're very cruel and will try to do that.
Yeah,
So
you gotta forget the naysayers sometimes.
Yes. So you have to just be able to take the critique and just blossom. Just keep going, even though you might get tired or stressed out. Practice makes perfect. You have to practice. You have to keep going. That's a true saying. If you practice, you'll get it right. You keep doing it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
Because consistency is key. It's so funny how things that they told us when we were kids in like kindergarten and stuff. It was like, wow, I never thought that I would be using practice makes perfect when I'm my third, when I'm grown.
Some time to decorate cupcakes and make all the designer things. And now, honey, I could do cupcakes in my sleep. Okay.
I know, right?
I could do it in my sleep. So just keep going, keep pushing, and you got this.
What are your essential tools for success? Like, what is something that you do on the regular, like for you or for your business, that you feel like without it, you would not be successful?
Oh my goodness. I pray morning and night. Like, I definitely put God first. I mean, even in my darkest days of feeling so sad or anything, I'm praying. That's the number one thing that I do. I pray morning and night, like for a successful day, a successful business, and a happy client. That's what I do. The main thing.
I feel like that's the one element that you cannot take out of success.
Yes, you have to. You
like
have
everybody
to.
does things differently, and people have their own lanes and their own rules for their business. But the one element you cannot remove is like God and having faith that it's gonna work.
Have to. Without faith, you'll go downhill. So you have to have faith. You have to believe in yourself.
Mm-hmm. What are some books or podcasts or like resources that you recommend for an entrepreneur, like somebody that's like, I want to start a business, I don't know where to start? What are something that you would tell them, oh, go read this book or go listen to this person?
Well, actually, when I first started up, I always just listened to my pastor, even though it don't have he don't have a book about business, but when he preaches and talking about building your success and everything, Pastor Hannah, that's who I always listen to. And then I have what you can actually do too, because what I did with starting up, I actually Googled a lot of cake makers, like the famous cake makers. Like, I Googled them and read their audios. So that's the main thing. If you are looking to be in this field, you need to, do your research on, you can even watch the Food Network channel and you'll find out the main bakers, and you can look them up. They have audios on what they have done and been through. And a lot of them haven't even been to, pastry school. And they have to stay on TV. So that was my main focus, seeing what they were doing and going that route, like basically influencing me, giving me hope. So that's.
Well, I want to say thank you for joining us on Boss Talks. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we have Porscha with Cupcakes by P, the cupcake, cake, and event decor extraordinaire.
Thank you for having me. I'm so grateful and thankful and blessed. Okay.
We'll catch you guys in the next episode.
Bye.